Skip. Oh, damn. Come on, yo.
What's up, Ock? Hello, world, and welcome to the Y'all Heard What I Said Sports and Entertainment Podcast. I'm Diesel D.
I'm Tal.
And I'm Darren, aka They Don't Want None.
But right now, we're ready to jump right in to the professional wrestling / sports entertainment realm, as we want to go through a lot of things that happen in the professional wrestling field this week. First, we want to start with Impact, as they had their annual Slammiversary pay-per-view last Saturday. We just want to go over a couple things with that. They had some very great key matchups, as they had the rising star Deonna Purrazzo, who just came to Impact a few short weeks ago, challenging Jordynne Grace for the Impact Knockouts Women's Championship. We also had the self-proclaimed TNA World Heavyweight Champion Moose defending his title against the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer. And we also had what we thought was a fatal four-way match, and it also ended up being a fatal five-way match with the return of the world-class maniac, Eric Young. So, guys, we talked about some of those key matchups. How do you guys feel about Impact Slammiversary pay-per-view as a whole? What grade do you give it, and can you guys give us some of your high points and your low points? You want to start? They don't want none.
I give it probably a grade B. It was some great returns with Eric Young and EC3, even though he technically wasn't there physically.
Right.
Promo. But that was great to see. And you can't forget about the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, yeah.
Who fought the Rascals in the first match to kick it off. And they got the victory. Then they came out later and challenged the North for the tag team titles on the next show.
So, do you have a low point of Slammiversary? Was there anything that you thought should have been better, that creative should have worked on better?
Maybe the women's gauntlet match. That could have been a little bit better.
I agree.
I think like the eliminations was too fast and some of them was unnecessary. I just didn't get some of the stuff in that match.
Right. Tell, what would you grade Impact Slammiversary?
I give Impact Slammiversary probably B minus. Like They Don't Want None was saying, we had a lot of great returns, like EC3, Eric Young, also Rich Swann came back. He was part of the Fatal 5-Way match. His guy, our guy from Baltimore. We also had Motor City, who fought the Rascals, and they won and earned the title shot against the North. And like he was also saying, with that gauntlet match, see, we thought that the gauntlet match was like one person comes in the match, and if they get pinned or submitted, it would be the next person. But it was basically like a battle royal. And also during the battle royal, there was a lot of cheating going on.
Too much cheating
with Ty Valkyrie.
And her boy, Johnny
Bravo. She was supposed to come in as a third entrant, but sent him in. And he's not even a woman, so he shouldn't have been in the match in the first place. Then she came in a little like the 10th entry.
But then he came out as Rosemary after Rosemary already came out.
That's Rosemary. After Rosemary came in the prior entrant.
But other than that, the ending, it was decent. Like the first two people start and she won. That's your girl? Kylie, right?
Smiley Kylie.
Also, the Moose and Tommy Dreamer match. Moose, he's a self-proclaimed TNA champion, so he kept it. Match wasn't that good, but it's Moose, so they had to put a match together.
But the best entrance in professional wrestling, Moose.
Come on, yo. But I agree, though. The Knockouts match. It was a good match. They brought Deonna Purrazzo back to Impact, because she was there a while ago. They're both good wrestlers. She had her shot against Jordynne Grace. First title shot, she took it. It was a good match. She got Grace in the armbar submission. She couldn't get out. And the Fatal 5-Way match, it had a lot of high points, a lot of nice spots.
And awesome match.
Awesome match. The boy Eddie Edwards took it, which was most of our predictions since he had like the most accomplished at the time, and he was literally the favorite going into
Moose
the
calls himself Mr. Impact Wrestling, but he's really Eddie Edwards.
Well, from my experience, my viewpoint, I also give Impact Slammiversary a B grade. I just really like the returns. A lot of people just getting the opportunities to prove themselves. They're not locked down to the big company who gives out all the 60, 90-day clauses for non-competes while they hold people hostage and don't give them any time to really shine. So, like I said, I like the return of Eric Young. I like the return of EC3. I like the debut of the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson. I love the return of the Motor City Machine Guns, one of the great tag teams in Impact Wrestling history, as they also had a chance to go up against the North later that week. But we'll talk about that after we get done.
And don't forget about Heath. Shout out to Heath Slater. I mean, it's just Heath.
It's Heath, man.
H-E-A-T-H. He got kids.
So,
back. So it's what y'all been waiting for. It's time for the
come on, yo!
segment.
Damn it.
What I said, I saw Whiteside been keeping the Trailblazers afloat in the Western Conference for them to have a chance to make the playoffs right now.
Come on, yo. Hassan Whiteside.
Yes.
Afloat.
And we have
What about?
Yes. You could do all the scoring you want with Dave.
We have a Blazers fan and a Melo fan right
What about getting the rebounds playing?
The chat here, one of the biggest Carmelo Anthony fans I know. Shout out to Melo, the bully.
Keep doing your
Shout out
thing.
Melo.
What about Melo? What about CJ? And now we want to talk about last Tuesday's edition of Impact on Tuesday, as we had some interesting things go on. Darren, you want to talk about a few things that happened?
It kicked off with a rematch of the Ultimate Finessa. Chris Bay, one of the new talents that probably debuted about 3-4 months ago when he was, before the pandemic happened, when one of their last shows was in Las Vegas. He's from Las Vegas, so it was Chris Bay versus Willie Mack in a rematch from Slammiversary. Chris Bay took the title at Slammiversary, and it was a rematch, and he kept the title. That kicked off the show. A pretty good match. And what else happened on there? We still had this storyline with Rhino and Hernandez going on from money playing, from having money from arm wrestling. And Rhino won a match in about 5 to 10 seconds while Hernandez was handing his money over to the referee, turned around and got gored. And that was based off of another storyline that's happening with Heath trying to get a contract or something with Impact. I don't know what's going on.
But we can't forget that the longest reigning Impact Tag Team Champion, the North,
How long was it?
My God.
had an awesome match against the returning Motor City Machine Guns,
Main
Alex
event.
Shelley and Chris Sabin. And we have new Impact Tag Team Champions as the Motor City Machine Guns, dethroned the
Longest reigning.
381 days. They won the titles last year, the night before Slammiversary.
Into a wheelbarrow soup to Josh, to Chris Sabin. Rolls through here. Sabin's got him. Sabin's got him. Sabin's got him. New champions. New champions.
Well, that's all we got for you right now, guys, on Impact. When we come back, we're going to dive right into AEW. You feel me?
Yeah. They ask me, now what makes a champion? Let me tell you. Game time, they don't lady, put your dukes up. Flex on them, go ahead, make them juice up. Go ahead, girl, give it all you got now. You know you priceless and you can't be bought now. Turn it up, full speed, switch gears. Crushing the competition, bringing them the tears.
And welcome everyone to the very first AEW Women's Tag Team Cup Tournament, the Deadly Draw.
World, welcome back. And right now, still in the sports entertainment professional wrestling realm, as we slide right into All Elite Wrestling. They had a great couple 2 weeks. Last week they had Fight for the Fallen, which seen the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley return to defend his AEW champion against the self-proclaimed FTW champion, the Machine, Brian Cage, as Moxie somehow retained because Taz decided to throw in the towel to save his machine. That takes us to this weekend's last episode of AEW Dynamite on Wednesday, which we had some really interesting matchups. We started off with opening the bout with a open challenge of the TNT Championship as Cody defended his title against 18-year veteran Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston on the scene, and he gave one of the most powerful promos that I've seen in wrestling all year.
This contest set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit is an open challenge for the TNT Championship.
Nah. No. We talk about grinding. My man, it's easy to say that when you grew up around used to be legends like Arn Anderson. You know what I grew up around? Alcoholics. Junkies. I grew up around that. And I had to survive. I had to grind. You couldn't last a day in my shoes. You talk about the sport of pro wrestling? That's a joke. Because every person you faced has been a child. All the people in your open challenge are fucking children. I'm a grown man. I am a grown-ass man. And I will put you in the ground and smile. Tony Khan said to me, you know what, King? If you want to know DQ, man, that's fine by me. Just, Cody has to accept.
And it's confirmed.
And he showed me that he actually had a chance to dethrone Cody. But we all seen there was a very great match. Cody ended up keeping the title, but I was very impressed with Eddie Kingston. How would you got?
I would agree. Very good promo, as my guy next to me said. The match is really good too. Like he said, Eddie Kingston could have had opportunity, but once again, Cody came out and showed why he's the TNT champion.
I also have an interesting match. We had one half of the AEW Tag Team Champions, Adam Page, versus number 5 of the Dark Order.
Come on, yo.
Which is very interesting. You can imagine the result of the match. Hangman was the victor. But
don't forget about that main though, the double mask.
Hangman takes the mask off. The mask is on. Hey. But going on, we also had another very interesting match as the Young Bucks faced off against the Butcher and the Blade in a Falls Count Anywhere match. It started coincidentally in the kitchen while Butcher and Blade were cutting up meat. So they decided to be sanitary, put the meat down and wash their hands, and they jumped right in the battle. And I say this thing went all over TIAA Arena in Jacksonville as they were in the back. Butcher went through a couple tables, 2 or 3 I think. Nick and Matt simultaneously jumping elbows, somersaults. This was a crazy one. How do you guys think about that?
So crazy. The best spot in the match was still the double table setup. Elbow from Matt Jackson. Perfect elbow through the table. And the swanton bomb with Nick through the table. It was just awesome.
That definitely was the best spot. I know a lot of people already know this, but the Young Bucks one of the best tag teams. And a lot of people are waiting to see who's going to be next in line for those tag team titles to challenge Hangman and Kenny Omega.
Do you really think it's going to be the Young Bucks again?
It's really hard to tell
at this moment.
Who can have. I mean, we see that Best Friends have had their title shot. We see Private Party have had their title shot.
Well, right now undefeated, FTR.
FTR,
they brand new for them.
Hey, it can stand for a lot of things, but right now, FTR is doing their damn thing.
FTR, yeah.
I mean, I would like to see my guys, the Lucha Brothers. but hey, that's another story for another episode. We also want to get into this interesting topic of Mr. Matthew Hardy saying he's frustrated with the way things have started out in his AEW start. He thought he was coming into AEW, a new foray of fans, hardcore fans in the wrestling world, and he ended up coincidentally debuting on the first non-fans episode, and he just feels like he hasn't got the right reception with any of his characters, so he's just ready to be regular old Matthew Hardy. I don't know what to feel about that. Matthew Hardy, Matt version 1, Matt version 2, Broken Matt, Woken Matt, Compound Matt, Willie Matt. No offense, Willie Matt, but he's one of the best creative wrestlers I've seen. I'm sure whatever angle he's going with this, we're going to get a good one.
I think this all started when the Inner Circle destroyed Vanguard 1.
Oh, not Vanguard 1. Hey, at least the new Vanguard's black. So there's a little diversity in the Vanguard. You know. Hey, I had no problem with it. Let's take it to the main event of AEW though, as it was the Inner Circle's The Big Hurt, Jake Hager, and Le Champion, Chris Jericho, burst off against Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus.
Funny thing, why didn't Justin Roberts name them Jurassic
He
Express?
did not say no. When they got introduced, they were just named Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. He didn't even get funky with it and say a dinosaur and his boy. He just said Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus.
With Marco Stunt.
With Marco Stunt. So I already felt like they were disrespected. So they probably had no chance of winning this match.
So that's one of the few times, if that was the way they wanted, if not, that was one of the few times Justin Roberts messed up.
Just those things we noticed, because I hold Justin Roberts in very high regard. To me, Justin Roberts is one of the greatest announcers, if not the greatest announcer of all time. It's like his snaz, his jazz, and he's still doing his thing now. But I was looking forward to a boy and his dinosaur, or even a smaller boy, a boy and his dinosaur, even one. But I didn't get that. I just got Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. But Luchasaurus ended up losing the match after interference by a masked guy at ringside, which helped the Inner Circle win the match. And then Santana and Ortiz also jumped in to help make this a banking with that masked person who ended up being the returning sex god, Sammy Guevara. I don't really know how to say it. I like that the Inner Circle is back together. I heard there was rumors of a new member coming along, but I know with what things happened with Sammy Guevara and the Speaking Out movement, things that happened when he was young, the interaction with Sasha and the apology, AEW said they were going to make sure he gets the right help and counseling, and he'll be back when the time is right. Obviously, they felt the time is right. I felt the time was okay. If the people in charge of his career feel like he did what was needed and they felt like he was up to being an upstanding citizen, then good for Sammy Guevara, and I hope he's learned his lesson and he'll be more responsible and professional along the way. But I like the kid. He's got a lot of skill. I don't know too many people who can pull off 630 besides him and Ricochet in WWE. Like that's a hell of a move to pull off. So other than that, guys, your grades on AEW for the overall week. How you feel?
Give it probably B+.
B+?
Yeah, I can see B.
So we named a lot of high points right there. Is there any low point you didn't like about AEW over the last couple of episodes?
Dark Order.
Dark Order.
Who is Dark Order number 5? Why are they numbered?
My low point.
And why is Coca Cabana coming out standing next to Mr. What's his name? Mr. Brody Lee. Every time. And he's not even in sync with the rest of the he comes out looking, smiling.
They need to fix that Dark Order stuff, because that is a little
That's the thing. It's starting to be, I don't want to say it's going down the same realm as the Nightmare Collective, but it's like, now that the Exalted ones came on, it's like this
they're just throwing
a whole lot of focus on the Exalted one. It's like, when is the last time Evil Uno fought in the match since Mr. Brody Lee showed up? I don't even know what Evil Uno looked like anymore. Like Evil Uno, like he just comes out in his blazer now with his hammer on his back, but he don't even fight no more. Like, Stu Grayson is a really talented wrestler. I like Stu Grayson's wrestling style, and like, don't get me wrong, I love Brody Lee, But like, Brody Lee's not the Dark Order. He's the Exalted One. He's in charge of the Dark Order. So can I get a little bit more Dark Order? Can you tell me what you plan on doing with Colt Cabana, please? Like, big shout out, as Darren said, Diamante.
Diamante and Eva Lee. Big shout out for AEW.
Ladies, welcome. If you're here to stay. If you're not, we love to see you. Also, big shout out, Sunny Kiss. Hey, you've been doing a thing for the LGBTQ community. Appreciate AEW giving you a chance to showcase yourselves, to show that everybody who's anybody should be given an opportunity, no matter how they look, their creative gender, their origin, no matter how they feel. If they got the skill, give them an opportunity. You showcased it against Cody in that TNT title match. That was a great match. Shout out to you and AEW, Sunny Kiss. What are you doing?
Well, guys, that's all we have for this week. We hope you guys enjoyed. We have more for you to come. Thank you.
Y'all heard what I said.